We've got a fetching looking portal here in front of us, and a pretty big waste rock pile behind us. So let's go see what this has in store for us. Just inside the portal now, and that's my exploring buddy right there in front of me. Mine's to the west, and you can see that the portal is fairly wide and open, and then it narrows down to those narrow, skinny, older workings. So be a bit more cramped than the portal, to be sure. Okay, I climbed over that rubble that was blocking our forward progress, and getting into it now. You see a rail in here. You see the indentations where the ties were, and already come to a junction. There's a section running off that way. Little pocket right there. Doesn't go anywhere. So I guess we'll go to the left, obviously. And looks like we've got another junction here. And again, we've got something running back that way. And then my exploring buddy has gone down that way. I think I'm going to take off to the left, and we can catch up with each other later. I'm curious what's down here. Interesting, directly overhead here is a very raw timber, in the sense they just went outside and cut a tree down and slapped it in here, and you can see the old school insulators on there, which is interesting as well. Looking ahead, you can see there must be a stope or something right there, given all the debris that came down, but we can squeeze by there. Past that debris now, carrying on. That's kind of random. Got some boards here. Not sure why. The Adit keeps running back this way. Got some ore chutes there. And that's a pipe on the right there. These are some pretty big ore chutes. Wow. You know how wide that is? That's a beast of an ore chute. Oh, it keeps going. Ore chute there, ore chute there. There's some of the old ties. You still see the spikes in these. And let's see, looking back here, see all this woodwork supporting the chutes here. That's cool. Little drift runs back there and dead ends. Looks like you got a very old ventilation tubing, I guess, right there. Yeah, something back there, just stops right there. So I've got all these ore chutes here. This one is quite plugged, as you can see, and looks fairly precarious. Just hustle right on by that one. Another large one here. This one appears to be in slightly better shape. And Adit keeps going this way, and wow, more ore chutes. This is another big boy above us. See some of the rock that's come out. Oh wow, this has that boulder there blocking this one. That is big. And man, there's another ore chute. The whole thing above us must just be one giant stope. This one's looking a bit worn. See all the woodwork above us here, and what it's holding up right there. Yeah, pretty full. And man, another ore chute right there. This is nuts. There's another big one. And see, the Adit keeps running that way. There's a dead end drift right here. Does this ladder go anywhere? Maybe at one time. That's looking up where that ladder runs to. Don't think I'm getting anywhere up there today. Continuing down the Adit. There's, let's see, some workings here. They've all come down. Looks like there's probably a collapsed stope behind this, judging on what we're seeing there. Yeah, this looks like it might be an ore chute that failed. It looks like it might be part of the ore chute, and of course that would explain all this material is dumped out. Probably over there too. And then looking through, you can see it's totally caved back there. We were just checking out this area, and now we'll continue down here. So see all the ties in place here. Even though the rail's gone. Looks like there might be some fuse cord right there. Okay. So that's strange. There's a very dark material on the floor of the Adit running that way. This, I'll bet, is the back side of that cave section we just saw. Obviously not going to be able to get through that. Even back to the wood there is caved. So that leaves me one choice, which is to keep going. I'm puzzled by this dark material on the ground. It's almost like it flooded and the water left that stain behind. Curious. Keep running that way. Alright, looks like we've got another section here which is remarkably similar to one we just saw. The side of those rocks. Alright. Looks like there is a way to get back there. And then Adit keeps running this way too. I'll go check out this area on the right real quick. I just scrambled over from there, and it looks like there may have been a drift running back here, but that is caved. To the right, looks like another collapsed stope, and running ahead. That is either caved or backfilled. This is all caved here. Looks like there was a ladder back there, so probably ran into some stopes there, but certainly not anymore. And this also ends in a collapse. So I'll head back to the main Adit and continue down that way. We just came from checking out that section. And the way out, I noticed the rail still there. And now let's go check out this section. Just toss some boards in there. let's see, it keeps running that way and comes off to the side over here. Looks like there was a door here at one time. That's a pretty primitive handle. There's a tree branch and just runs back to that little table right there. So let's continue down this main drift still. Alright, coming up on some more stuff here. Wow, okay. A lot to take in here. That section's almost collapsed. There are a series of ore chutes here. That one looks like it's about to burst. Let's see. Workings run back that way. And there's a series of ore chutes here as well. That right there is an ore chute that we were looking in on from that side. Couldn't tell what it was at first. That is obviously not accessible any longer. This ore chute here is plugged by one very large rock, and I think that's it for this section. Looks like there was an ore chute there, and that runs back to a collapse there. Looks like I've got the remains of a dynamite box here. So I will head back and continue from there. We just came from checking out that area. This is the adit we came in on, and the main adit keeps, actually I just noticed there's a drift there. I was going to say the main adit keeps running that way, but there's also this stuff on the right for us to check out. And it looks like we have a false floor right here in front of us, and that seems to go down a ways. Let's see. Oh wow, look at those formations. Let's get a closer look at that. Very gently on this false floor. Yeah, you can see the false floor drops off there and there. But for now, look at these formations coming off the mud dripping down from there. That's pretty cool. Let's see, can I get a better look at how far down that goes? That's looking down below the false floor. Looks like there's a stope down there. So I shall continue heading down this way where we were started out. Alright, some strange geological activity back here. Behind there, looks like there was a drift or an ore chute or something at one time. See those formations there too. Now it feels and sounds like I'm walking on popcorn, which is odd. That might collapse up there, I can't tell yet. This is very odd. Walking on this stuff is weird. Okay, we're still going. We're still going. And now we have come into another chamber here. Man, look at all this. Wow. Okay. Runs off that way. and kind of a mess in here. I feel a draft right now, and if memory serves correctly from the map, I think this ties in to those workings my exploring buddy went down. And so, because I think that's the case, I'm going to hit this one on the other side because we connect up with it later. So for now, I'm going to continue down the drift we were on, or excuse me, the main adit we were on. And if it doesn't link up, I'll come back and check out this section. That's the popcorn section we just checked out. And I'm back on that main drift we started in on. Another very plugged ore chute. And let's see, there's a drift running off to the left here. Looks like it might be backfilled up here. You see the rail right there? Alright, yeah, that's backfill. It just stops right there. So let's continue down the main adit. That main adit is right there. I just wanted to show you the backside of this ore chute so you can see how massive these things are. Really huge and really full. So we are continuing down here. Another ore chute here. More strange formations hanging off of it. And up above as well. So we got some popcorn action back. And continuing on, there are more ore chutes. Looks like an old power box right there. And yeah, more ore chute there. Ore chutes there. So that was a manway that at one time did run up, but not anymore. Still going. There's another ore chute. You guys starting to get the picture of how much stoping there must be above us? That is nuts. Okay. And let's see. And it runs that way and also this way. That might also connect to that parallel drift that my buddy went down, so I think I'm going to stick to this side for now. Make sure we cover this side of the mine. Don't worry, I'll go back and make sure I didn't miss anything. Looks like there might be a raise here at one time. Not anymore. Yeah, there was something there. A little pocket cleared out. Not sure why. There's a failed ore chute right here. You can actually look up and see the woodwork and some of the stope above. Just down from that failed ore chute, that is completely collapsed. And looks like we will not be proceeding any farther in this direction either. Let's see, look, there's a raise running up here. You see a small stope. Well, it might be a large stope beyond that, but what we can see looks fairly small. And let's see. That is backfilled back to that barrier there. And let's see. This is hard to even tell what that was. Maybe a false floor. And there's a ladder running up. I guess this is all a stope right here. I was just filming from down there a moment ago, and I've climbed up past that ladder to show you guys this stope here. This is one end of it, and stretches out well above us, and it actually keeps going beyond this cliff that I'm right in front of us here. It actually stretches out beyond that, and then runs down over here. You can see, yeah, that's the remains of an ore chute right there. Running down, still running down. Goes back there, has partially collapsed, and then keeps wrapping around to the left. I'm sure that connects to stopes feeding all those other ore chutes we saw. And back down, part of an ore chute there. And that's where I was a moment ago. So this is just one, not even one of the bigger ore chutes or anything. So, you know, given the size of this one, and how it, again, it bends back up there, yeah, there's some pretty huge stopes above us. I was just filming from there a moment ago, coming back down this debris pile, and I noticed that there's some dynamite mixed in with all the debris here. So the miners left for a number of toys behind. So I'm going to head back out here and go back to that first drift we bypassed on the right. Okay, I just came from exploring that section, and you can tell by the light back there that my exploring buddies caught up with us, and we bypassed this drift to the right on the way in. I said the first drift, and I meant that chronologically, not in terms of physical location. So it looks like it's a bit of a mess too, but we'll see. Okay, got some nastiness running off over there. There's some severely beat up rail here. One that's even worse shape there. And let's see, this runs back into a dead end chamber right there. Just some wood tossed back there. Looks like the remains of an ore chute there. Swinging back around. I'm assuming there's a raise up there, given all the dirt that's come down. Also, over there, given the materials come down. Interestingly, in front of us are some old school rock bolts. I have not seen this style before. I'm used to seeing the all metal rock bolts. These, of course, the bolt itself is metal, but they got timbers run under there rather than the metal plate strips that we're used to seeing. That's interesting. They're all through here. Obviously a sketchy section. Just dead end pocket right there. Big pile of wood right there. And looking farther back, I think it just dead ends right there. We'll go up and check. Alright, climbed over the debris, and yeah, it just dead ends right there. Here's a look at that big pile of wood here. And interestingly, to the right, you can see very large stope is coming. I shouldn't say very large stope, very large boulders in a stope that's come down. That's probably the size of a small car. You can see some drill bits jammed in there for reasons unknown. And that would appear to be it for this section. Another view of those old school rock bolts. We came in from over there. Alright, we just finished exploring that side of the mine. I am back at the popcorn drift with a false floor, and we're going to go check out all the workings there that I bypassed before.